Tonia, first of all, we're going to begin with the COVID vaccination thing and for the NHS.
Yeah.
So now the Health Secretary looks as though he's going to backtrack on this, scrap requirements because for NHS staff to be vaccinated because it could lead to staff shortages.
I don't believe that's the only reason. I believe that the people at the Together Declaration which I actually was one of the early signatories, and we took it to Downing Street, not last Monday, Monday before, which had 370,000 signatures on it. And with the 10k NHS nurses, I think that has also made a difference. And I think the fact that this makes complete sense. Omicron is nature's vaccine. We don't need to be vaccinated. How can we get rid of the people that we clapped for all through the pandemic and suddenly sack them because they don't want to take a medication? They've all had COVID.
We'll be very interested to see how the Health Secretary phrases all of this, how he backs down.
Well, presumably he'll just panic and go, oh, my God, we've done it again, because the government seems to be in complete disarray once again. I mean, look, I've got some sympathy for the argument of wanting people to be fully vaccinated. I say as a complete hypocrite because I never got round to it myself. But I think it is important that people are vaccinated. But the idea that you're going to sack somebody for either being ill or refusing medical treatment, I think is an incredibly dangerous thing. But I just think that time and time again, you know, I always used to say when I worked in the House of Commons, either you run the position or the position will run you. And the government is just constantly on the back foot, constantly backing down, and things just seem to be constantly going wrong. It just feels like a shambles to me.
It does feel like a shambles. I also think that they're not reading their audience either. People have had enough of this. We've had 2 years of this. So what I'm thinking is, if this is happening now, then they'll have to reinstate the care workers, which was devastating. If you work in care, and I have friends who work in care who lost their jobs because they all had COVID, so they couldn't logically understand why they needed to then get the vaccine. And so they lost their jobs. Hopefully they'll reinstate them as well, because that seems fair, right?
But you can't jump up and down and be holier than thou if you're in Downing Street, having guzzled some moe and eaten brie during a so-called work day. You know, I think that office party, or the series of office parties, whatever it was, legal or illegal, whether it was technically compliant or not technically compliant, the fact that the people passing the rules thought it was a load of old rubbish. Now, OK, that makes you a giant hypocrite, but it also makes you totally incapable of standing up and saying that you really care about this issue of vaccinating care workers, because plainly you don't. You don't take it seriously.